Here's how to avoid fees on TurboTax. So our goal here is to try to get you to file for the least amount you have to pay. And so hopefully you can file your taxes for free. TurboTax says about 37% of people can file a simple return for free. Now there's a couple ways to do that. It kind of depends on where you're at. If you're just getting started, there's actually an affiliate link in the description where you can save 20% on anything you might have to pay when you do have to file. So that's one way you can avoid fees. The other way is if you're already in there and starting to do your taxes, in the upper right you're going to see price preview. So we need to figure out, okay, how much am I going to be paying right now? And it's going to show you your price for your federal filing and your state filing, and then a subtotal at the bottom. You can see right now I'm on the free version of TurboTax. So the question would be, how do you get to the free version, or how do you start on the free version? There's two answers to that, and one of them you'll like and one you might not. Kind of depends on how far in or what product you're on. And so the first is, it's easy to start over and downgrade to free by going down to the lower left here, and you'll see switch products. You click on that and you're going to see maybe upgrade, you might see downgrade, and you'll probably see this clear and start over. So some of you might be able to downgrade if you're not on the live version of TurboTax. That's like the assisted version. If you're on the do-it-yourself versions, you should be able to downgrade to free and then start doing your taxes for free from wherever you left off. If you're not on one of those, then you're on the assisted version, which are the even more expensive versions, and you'll want to just clear and start over in that case. So if we do clear and start over, or if you're starting from the beginning, we'll take you to the same screen here in a second. But you would have to clear your tax data, so anything you've put in there, you're going to have to clear that out and kind of start over. But you'll be able to at least avoid the majority of fees. I know a lot of people that watched these videos last year saved a lot of money, so it could be worth it for you to go ahead and do this. Clear your tax return, continue, and it's going to take you back to the start screen. So you might recognize this lady. She's always waving. She was doing the same thing last year. But we start here, we say, okay, I got it. And then to file for free, or at least start completely free without any of those products, you don't want to check mark any of these. This is basically a questionnaire to recommend you a product. So we don't check mark any. We hit continue, and we also say that you're comfortable doing your own taxes. Now TurboTax is going to lead you through this anyway, but the handing it off to an expert or having help when you need it are those live assisted modes. Those are the more expensive modes, or the more expensive products. So we say we're comfortable doing it on our own, and we continue from there. Then you start to answer the questions for you. So no more, well, actually you're going to start for zero. So it's going to say, hey, we're going to recommend you a product. And in this case, you can do it yourself and start for zero, or you can see that these cost more, these expert modes. So we're going to start for $0. Then we're going to start answering the questions particular to us. Did you file last year? Did somebody file for you, etc.? So for me, I filed my own taxes last year using TurboTax. So I can click that and hit continue, and then it's going to take us to the start screen page where it'll take us through all of our taxes. So we're back kind of where we were, just without all the information put in there. And when you go to price preview now, you're going to see that it's $0. Now, not everyone is going to be able to continue all the way through their taxes for free. Probably about 60% of people are going to have to pay a little bit because of something with your tax situation. Maybe you earned a little bit of side income, so you've got to also file this Schedule C form. And when TurboTax gets into that and asks you those questions, it will pop up and say, okay, well, you're going to need to upgrade to one of these products, and you can just choose the cheapest one of those. And like I said, you can also save 20% on your taxes if you have to pay anything, just by clicking that link in the description and going through taxes that way. That's how you can avoid fees on TurboTax. The best way to do it is to start for free like this, and then just incrementally add if you have to. That'll be the least amount you have to pay. This is what I do, and then when I add in like side income or other tax situations, it's going to tack on a little bit on my federal and on my state, but it will be the minimum amount because I don't necessarily need that expert mode. And for anyone still interested, in the tax tools section and under tools, I believe we can also click on my fees, and that's the same window as to the right. So price preview and my fees is going to be the same thing, but we should have, well, we used to have the little upgrade button in here, but I'm going to go to it down here in the switch products section. You might have to scroll down to see some of this stuff depending on your monitor. If I click upgrade here, you'll be able to see all the different tax products. And so the do-it-yourself mode, there's a free edition, there's a deluxe edition, and there's a premium edition. Because I'm self-employed, I end up on this premium edition, but you'll notice that there's also this other tab, and these are the assisted modes, and they're actually a little bit more expensive. And if you accidentally get on one of those because TurboTax recommends it in the beginning, you might not actually have to pay all this. You might be able to do the do-it-yourself mode unless you need help. But this is if people like are there to help you. Like you're gonna contact someone. They're gonna be able to guide you through the process. I've been using TurboTax for 10 years, and if you follow through all the questionnaire stuff, it already guides you through the process. If you already have a complicated tax situation, then you're probably not going to be able to file for free anyway. But it is nice that they have the helpful modes, but they do cost extra. So anyway, that's how you can avoid fees on TurboTax and file your taxes for free, at least for some of you, and at least file them as cost effective as possible for others. All right, that's it. Thanks for your support, guys. I'll see you in the next one.